Well, as I might have mentioned before, Mr. Huntley has just been terribly generous with his resources and his time to help us bring these issues forward. I don't know that we could have done it without his help, and it's important for us now that we've gotten this far to keep pushing until we think that the problem's been resolved, but it's going to take a lot of work. So now we need a plan of action. We don't want legislators to be able to say we have no choice but to cut because people don't want to raise revenue. I don't believe that to be true. I think that we have polling from Boise State University that shows that people are willing to be taxed to support important programs. So we have to speak. I think we need letters to the editor. I hope that you're willing to put forth effort to do that. We need many messages, phone calls, emails to legislators asking them to do the right thing, insisting that they do the right thing, and in particular to start those members of the Revenue and Taxation Committee that are always so reluctant to give us those choices, which we would like to see them make. The chair of the Revenue and Taxation Committee needs to pop those things out of his drawer and give the process a chance to work. So we have sheets of paper from those of you who are here today, and we'll see that those are delivered, but we also need to have you follow through and do those direct contacts and get the pressure on, because things are starting to move in the wrong direction. Starting next week, the Joint Finance Committee is going to be putting together budgets, and those budgets right now will be based on the limited resources that we have, and they're not going to be good, and they're not going to help us move ahead in the state. So get those messages coming, and the sooner the better. Yes?
I'm told that they've already started printing budgets.
Well, it's the question that was asked was whether the budgets I'm talking about are for 2013. The budgets I'm talking about are for fiscal year 2012. There have not been any of those passed yet, but we, as I was saying, those of us on the Joint Finance Committee will start to get those rolling out next week. We'll be starting to vote on them in committee next week, and really once we get very far down that line, the only thing that slows them down is if some of those budgets fail on the floor. So I think that we need a great deal of comment from the public about what your expectations are, and I hope that there will be.
But the things that you're right now are not for 2012.
They're for 2012. Yeah.
I'm told that the budget has already been printed.
Not for. We have a proposed budget out for 2012. But none of that is official until the Joint Finance Committee votes budget by budget, and then from there they go to the House and the Senate for a vote. So,
between FY and what year?
all right, so we're talking about fiscal year 2012. Now, fiscal year 2011 ends on the last day of June next summer. And fiscal year 2012 starts July 1st. Next summer, yes. And oh, well, I'm talking about what's this summer, next summer. We're now in 2011, right? So on July 1st of 2011, fiscal year 2012 begins. Sorry about that. Is that clear for everybody? And so those are the budgets we're making. Now, the governor has a proposed budget which was irrelevant about a week after he presented it to us. So we're working on modifying that, and the budget analysts for the Joint Finance Committee put together proposed budgets. Those will become official once they're voted on in this legislature. Yes?
Bills that
One of them does. That's House Bill 37, isn't it? House Bill 37 is a personal bill of mine, and it has part of the solution. The other part of the solution is not an official bill yet. It's called a routing slip. At that stage, it's an idea, and it is in Representative Lake's drawer. And in order for it to become officially a bill and get a number, the Revenue and Taxation Committee would have to act favorably upon it. So they're both there, but we just need to hope we can move them forward. Yes?
I would like to know why that part, if it's in
Well, it's the, in my opinion, inappropriate power of the committee chair. Oh, the question was, why are all these bills in somebody's drawer? Very good question, but that is the power of the committee chair in our system. It's unfortunate, and I think it's completely inappropriate because it doesn't allow the system to work. But if I want a bill to go through the Revenue and Taxation Committee, I have to submit it to the chair. And he gets to decide if my bill gets a hearing. And if he decides not, then only pressure applied to him to get it out will cause it to move. Hearing Mr. Huntley tell me about the things were in 1965, he's talked to me so much about 1965, I wish he had a long white beard to stroke while he gives me these stories. But anyway, apparently in times past, that wasn't a practice that was so prevalent. If a bill went to a committee chair, it was that person's job to get it scheduled out for a hearing. And that certainly is the way the system should work, but over time, it's worked less and less. Does that kind of answer your question? I mean, it's how it is. It isn't how it should be. No, it's not at all. Any other questions? All right, it's between 11:45 and 10:12. You have time to get out on the Capitol steps and help us with this rally. Thank you so much for coming.